welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you with a bare face, so I do apologise if this has been a little bit of a shocking intro, but that is because I'm going to very soon be putting makeup on my face. I don't do many makeup videos on my channel, but I really enjoy makeup, really enjoy beauty, so I wanted to include it. I was thinking about doing an all MAC makeup look, but then I realised I don't have everything to do a full look from MAC, so the majority of this are MAC products, and that's just because I got quite a few recently, and some of them are really new in and some are really exciting, and I haven't had that much time to experiment with them, so I thought this would be a little bit of an experimental video, but also something that's perfect for the summer. I wanted to do something slightly different, not like a gold bronzy summer look. I wanted to do a kind of bold, bright, fiery summer look. So I'm not sure if I'm going to end up with nude lips or red lips, but I'm going to go for a bright, bold eye and obviously a winged liner because my favourite wing liner is from MAC. And let's stop you from looking at my bare face and get on with this video. Just to mention, we are sitting in a different direction. Don't really know why. I just felt like I could rest a mirror here, and there is a child that starts screaming circa this time, so if he starts screaming, I've got the windows open, so hopefully I will hear it. I feel like he's just blending into my everyday thoughts, so I might not necessarily hear his screaming, so hopefully I will, and then I can shut the windows, but if not, mind the screaming boy. So first of all, starting with foundation, I've sort of skipped primers recently. I've already moisturized my skin and that's where I'm leaving it. So I'm just gonna use the Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, which has SPF 15, and I use NC 35. I mentioned this in a previous video, but I was not a big fan of this foundation. And then I got it again, and I bloody loved it. It's the fact that it smells a bit like paint, and I obviously layered it on way too thick when I first got it, but it's actually very, very good. I always get loads of compliments about my skin when I'm wearing this foundation. So I just tend to dab a few dots around, and then I use a damp beauty blender to blend that all in. I actually have a very nice mirror to use here. Chanel, don't mind me. So what are your guys' favourite foundations? Because I would say mine is Armani Luminous Silk, I love. I'm also really loving the YSL Touche Éclat, can't remember what it's called, but that foundation, and this one. They're my favourites. They're all very buildable, and they all give like quite good coverage, but they also have a really nice finish, like not too dewy and not too matte. They're just perfect combination. Now we have got our foundation done. I look a bit crazy because I've got it over my lips, but do ignore that. I move on to concealers, and I don't actually have any MAC concealers, so I'm just using my two favourites at the moment. I do them together like every single day. So I still use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I just go triangle, that's the word, under my eyes, and then I go on my brow bone, and then I go down the old nose. I've taken to recently using the Collection Lasting Perfection, which is a little bit light. I got lighter shade, I got the fair one, and I love the consistency of this, and I just put a dot under there just to lighten it even more. I know it's a bit crazy at the moment, but I really like this sort of bright under eye look, and it actually doesn't look so crazy once you start blending it in. I absolutely love both of these two concealers because they're both drugstore. I've never ever tried the NARS Radiant Creamy, whatever it's called, concealer, but everyone says it's the perfect dupe. The Maybelline Fit Me concealer is the perfect dupe, so why would I buy something more expensive when I've already found the dupe? I head over to my trusty Terracotta Sun Trio from Guerlain, and it looks a little something like this. I don't like any heavy powder under my eyes because I have eczema on my eyelids, and I get very dry under eyes and over eyes, all around the eye. So I go in with the lightest shade from the Sun Trio palette, and I just gently brush where the creases are, and it just semi-sets them. I'm not that bothered. I'd rather not have eczema dry eyes. I'd rather have a few creases if that's my only option. And then once I've done that, I just go in with the sort of bronze shade. It's quite hard just to get that one, so I don't really care where I get it. I just head over this region anyway. Start with the cheekbones. I'm very into a warm look, so I'm not particularly bothered about sticking to certain areas. I just warm up the whole face, but sticking in sort of a 3. That's more like, you know. if I feel like I want to do a little bit more of a contour, a little bit more bronzy, I go in with a darker shade. Again, quite hard to get to, so I just sort of scrunch up my brush. I'm not into using a million different brushes. I just think it clutters up your makeup bag, and if you start using a million brushes, you're gonna have to take them everywhere you go. So I'm pretty happy with this brush for most of the things I do. A bit of dimension. Then for blush, I've never used this before, but sadly I smashed it yesterday. I was walking to the bathroom carrying these two, and I was like, I'm being very precarious, so I should be more careful. As I thought I should be careful, I dropped this one on the floor and smashed it, and I dropped this one in the loo. And really surprisingly, this got no water in it. Luckily there was nothing in the loo, and I feel like, you know what, probably shouldn't have told you that because you're gonna think I'm disgusting, but I'm gonna keep using this because I wiped the edges and nothing went inside, so I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna try this as a sort of blush. It is actually the Mineralized Skin Finish. It's in Perfectly Lit, and I know that people use this as sort of a bronzer, but it's very, very pink, so wow, I've really crushed that. Oh God. Try this as a sort of blush. So I haven't, oh my God, it's going everywhere. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Let's go light. Okay, that's a nice color. I'm a big fan of blush. Okay, that's definitely not a bronzer for me, that's more of a pinky color. So I really want to try the Mineralized Skin Finish in a bronzy color because everyone loves this stuff. And this was so pretty, it came in like 4 different shades. Oh my God, I don't even know what to do with it. I don't know if I put too much on there. Okay, we need to calm, let's just calm. That is enough blush. Now let's move on to eyebrows. I probably do eyebrows now. I made it in a weird order for you, but this is sort of the order that I do my makeup in. Eyebrows, I have a new eyebrow product from MAC, and this is the Eyebrow Styler in Brunette. I think these are actually new to MAC as well. They look slightly like the Benefit eyebrow products. It has a spoolie on one end and it has a little twisty pencil. It's a bit like the Benefit Precisely My Brow, which I really like, so I'm happy about that. Brush my eyebrows up. I have quite bushy eyebrows, which I don't actually mind. I quite like them. And then I'm just gonna fill in any gaps. I like to fill in underneath at the beginning because at the front, just because I feel like there's not much going on there. This color is really good for me. Brunette. Did any of you guys have a phase where you did something crazy to your eyebrows? Luckily, I've never ever plucked my eyebrows, so I've never done anything too bad to my eyebrows. But I know that so many people have so many stories about eyebrow things that they've done in the past. I've also never cut my own hair, which I feel everyone has done at some point in their life. I think that's good. I like a kind of natural bushy look. Okay, next let's move on to the eyes. I'm thinking of doing kind of reddy bronzy look. I was just looking for what I have, and I have this, which is the Power Hungry MAC palette, which I've used a couple of times, although it doesn't look like I've ever touched it. It's got really nice kind of light bronzy shades, but that's not the look I'm going for. So these will be good for a base layer. And then I'm actually thinking of darkening it up with this to have a little pigment, which I've never used these before really, so we'll see how that goes. Thought I would use one of my favorite palettes, which is a drugstore one, which is from Barry M, Fall in Love eyeshadow palette. So good if you're looking for a really affordable eyeshadow palette. They have these shades in there, and they also have like 2 other palettes that are amazing glittery ones. These are all matte. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna play. Start off in Power Hungry and go for something really neutral just to set the toes one, which is like a light pinky color. It's actually quite pinky already, so that is our little base done. What I think I might do is use the Fall in Love palette and bring in a bit of yellow, and I'm gonna just sweep that all over the lid, sort of going a little bit higher, so this is what you'll be able to see, hopefully. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I feel like that came out really orange. It's quite orange. That's really strange. It's a little bit intense. I go in with a sort of clean-ish brush and just blend it out. I'm actually quite liking that, but I'm gonna go in with the, whatever this is called, the Mineralized Skin Finish that I use as a blush, just to go into my crease. I also like using the same things that you've used elsewhere on your face, just ties it all in nicely. So I'll take a bit of this from wherever it's cracked. You guys like to watch on YouTube? Do you watch any makeup YouTubers? I'm obsessed with Desi Perkins, Luster Lux. I also love Holly Boone, she's English. Absolutely love her videos. I'm in no way ever gonna even try and recreate any of their videos, but I love their advice, like on which foundations to get, liquid liners to get. So yeah, I don't actually follow any of their tutorials, I just buy the stuff they suggest. I'm gonna take my MAC Fix Plus spray in Gold Light. This is just the gold flecks in it. You don't need this one, you can have any Fix Plus or any makeup fix spray. And I'm just gonna spray the other end of my brush, which is the like thinner point. And I'm gonna take this pigment, and I actually have never had one of these before, and this is in Melon. It's quite a nice like orangey, reddy color. I don't exactly know how you're supposed to use these, but I'm just showing you how I would, so do apologize if I'm getting this really wrong. And I'm gonna start from the inside. Okay, that's quite nice. Bring it sort of halfway in. One of my talents is holding this eye shut and like looking really normal. I can't do it with the other eye, but it comes in so handy when I'm doing makeup on this eye. I don't know what you guys think, I quite like that. I'm gonna take the clean brush again and just give it a little shimmy. Now once I've done that, I'm going to go back in with my MAC Fix Plus Gold Light. This is also new, and it's the first time I've ever tried Fix Plus spray, and I'm loving it. So it just has little bits of gold in it, so it makes you a little bit more glowy for the summer. Spray that everywhere. I thought it was just to hold your makeup in place, and it is to do that, but it also adds moisture back in, and it allows you to add more product if you want it to sort of sits nicely. I like to put it on just before I do highlighter. I have two highlighters, two which are new to me. I think this is one's new in general. This is the one I dropped in the loo. This is in Oh Darling. It's Extra Dimension Skin Finish, but it's such an amazing highlighter. I've used the other one, which is in Guilt of Honey before. Hyper Real Glow from MAC, which is like 3 together. I use the one I dropped down the loo. And actually I've taken to using my finger for doing highlight recently. I just find that sometimes when I do highlight with a brush, it gets too like in a line. Start tip of my nose, a little bit. And I love it here. Go above the eyeshadow on the brow bone. To wipe off the remnants up here. Don't really know why. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes, and I just bought this one from number 7. Move on to liquid liner. So let's see if I can do this on camera. By the way, my favorite liquid eyeliner, I use it all the time. This is MAC Brush Stroke Liner in Brush Black. I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna take my mineralized skin finish, this thingy, the broken thingy again. I actually think I need this smaller side. Okay, so next up is mascara, and the one that I would use from MAC is this one, which I would really, really recommend. I love this. It gives you enough product, but it also spreads out your lashes very, very nicely. However, I finished this one. I do keep it because I love the bristles, and I find it really spreads out my eyelashes, so I actually keep that just to separate my eyelashes sometimes, and sometimes I use it on my bottom lashes. But today, because I finished that, I'm gonna use my Guerlain Petit Robe Noir. And I love this bottle, it's so cute. It comes with a brush like this. This is really good for bottom lashes too. Lashes are done now. I think it's time for a lip colour. I was either thinking red or sort of nudie colour. I think I'm going to go nude, pinky nude. So I'm going to use from MAC the Soar lip liner. I really love this one. I think it's a really good staple. So if you're looking for a lip liner that goes with most things, this one's good for pinks, nudes, browns, that sort of thing. And I overline my lips a bit, so. Then I'm going to use a lipstick. This is in the shade Brave, and this is a satin formula. They do different formulas. MAC can be confusing, but hopefully this has enlightened you a bit. But this is a satin formula. They do like matte formulas, satin formulas. I think that might be it. Half and half, maybe. I really like this one. It's a little bit more shiny. It's not really glossy. It's just not as drying as the matte shades. I find the mattes are a little bit too drying for me. Kind of feeling a gloss. I'm going to use my favorite gloss at the moment, which is probably really old. This is from Lancome, and it's just, I don't know what shade, 206. I'll try and leave a similar one because I'm pretty sure I've had this for years. Probably should throw it away, but. Touch when my eyeliner and mascara has dried, I use my Fix Plus again. So shake it up. This is the final look. I hope you guys like it. I actually really do. I just felt like being a little bit experimental, but something that I'd actually wear. I feel like it's quite bright and summery. It's not the usual just gold, bronzy shades, especially when you have brown eyes. It's very easy to go to that. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I do plenty of different videos, fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel. So hopefully there'll be something that you will enjoy. I'll see you in my next video, hopefully.